Venom: The Last Dance, or Venom 3, first reactions are now online. I'm so excited to see this movie. It looks so fun. The Venom movies, admittedly, they've been a bit hit and miss. The first movie was really good. The second movie was a bit of a step down. And this third movie, now that it has Null, God of the Symbiotes, that's going to be featured in this movie, my excitement has gone through the roof. These movies have always been a bit cringy, a bit campy, a bit goofy, but they're kind of really fun. They don't take themselves too seriously. Tom Hardy, absolutely awesome in the role as Venom, obviously. Eddie Brock. So let's jump into this article here from Comic Book Movie. Let's break down these reactions and let's see what people are saying about Venom: The Last Dance. So, Venom: The Last Dance, first reactions point to a fitting send-off of Tom Hardy's Lethal Protector. The thing that I found funny, just to go off on a tangent, Tom Hardy said that this is his final Venom movie that he's done, he's not coming back as the character, but then in a recent interview over the past few weeks, he's basically come out and said that he would come back to fight Tom Holland's Spider-Man, and I'm like, yeah, of course he's going to come back, and at some point in the future, we are going to get... we are going to get this Venom fighting Tom Holland's Spider-Man. It's going to happen. There's no way they would pass that movie up. It would make so much damn money. Trust me, he's going to be back to fight Spider-Man. It's going to happen at some point. I'm pretty sure of that. So, following the world premiere of Venom: The Last Dance, the first social media reactions for the prequel have started hitting X. As you'll see below, the response so far is mostly positive, though we'll continue updating this article as more early verdicts arrived. It's always best to wait on full reviews and that all-important Rotten Tomatoes score for a clearer idea of what to expect. Yeah, that's always the case. Obviously, these first reactions, it's kind of like mini reviews. They're never in full depth, but they give us a good kind of sample size of what to expect from the movie. But this feels like a good start for the franchise. Which has typically drawn a mixed response from fans and critics. Yeah, like I say, that first movie, it was kind of, really good. And then a lot of people felt like the second movie with Carnage was a bit of a step down. The fact that Carnage was a one-and-done villain was a huge mistake, in my opinion. If this is it for Hardy, it seems he'll be going out on a high. So we imagine the trades will revise their opening weekend estimates in the coming days. Though the movie was targeting a 70 million debut when we last heard, that's a decline from Venom and Venom Let There Be Carnage, but a drop was to be expected given the current state of theatres post-COVID. Spider-Man 4 rumours have helped fuel interest in Venom: The Last Dance, but many scoopers have allowed their imagination to run wild, and it's clear now this isn't the lead-in to that movie some of you are expecting or perhaps even hoping for. So like I said, there's a lot of rumors regarding this movie going into Spider-Man 4. Obviously, Null, God of the Symbiotes. The director's come out and said that it's just the beginning of Null's story. And so Null's most likely to pop up, in future Spider-Man movies or Avenger movies, potentially. And like I said, Tom Hardy has been quoted as saying that he would come back to fight Spider-Man. And I think that will happen at some point. But anyway, let's get into these reactions and let's see what people are saying. So, starting off with this one from Josh Wilding. I've seen Venom: The Last Dance, and it's the most cinematic, monumental Venom movie to date. Eddie Brock and Venom's dynamic is at its strongest in one, and the stakes are so much higher. I had a lot of fun with this one. The final act is bonkers. Is it perfect? Nah, far from it. However, leaps and bounds ahead of Venom, and has a way meatier plot than Venom Let There Be Carnage. The Spider-Man 4 rumours have been blown out of proportion in my opinion, but Venom: The Last Dance left me wanting more of these two, and Null mostly. That comes from Josh Wilding. So on to the next one, Chris Killian. Venom: The Last Dance is a wacky buddy road trip that stretches its PG-13 rating as far as it will possibly go. Simply put, Venom 3 is classic guilty pleasure cinema. Turn your brains off and let Venom snack on them. Null is creepy. I love the way they use him and set him up for a future threat. Fingers crossed that this isn't Tom Hardy's last dance with Venom and that we'll see him face to face with Spider-Man when we least expect it. Can you even imagine it in one of the Avengers films or potentially the next Spider-Man film? He's just doing his thing and then Venom just pops out of nowhere. The good thing is as well, if Tom Hardy actually isn't coming back, technically you don't need Tom Hardy on screen because Venom is a CGI character, obviously. So you can just have Venom kind of in a Spider-Man film or in an Avengers film, and Tom Hardy doesn't even need to be there. They can just use Tom Hardy's voice to voice Venom, and Tom Hardy doesn't even need to be on set. So they can use Venom. They can use this incarnation of Venom without Tom Hardy physically being there. That's what I'm trying to say. So, Drew Taylor, Venom: The Last Dance is the best of the Venom movies. The insanity has been ramped up significantly, but so is the heart. It's not perfect, but it's super entertaining, and there's a giant monster that chews people up and sprays blood out of the back of its head. pretty nuts. Yeah, I mean, Venom's always been like that. Like I said at the beginning, it's goofy, it's campy, it is a bit silly for what it is. This kind of crazy monster that eats people's heads and stuff. It doesn't take itself seriously, and it's just there to turn your brains off, have fun, popcorn movie. It's nothing too in-depth, too philosophical. Chris Killian, Venom The Last Dance is a wacky buddy road trip. We already read that. Who Let Us Out. Oh, Who Let Us Out, sorry. Who Let Us Out. Venom The Last Dance is phenomenal, laughs, even a cry maybe, some fun surprises and confirmations. Tom Hardy is Venom. Some fun surprises and confirmations. I wonder what that means. Confirmations. Is it like confirmations leading into the future about what is setting up, or confirmations about how the character is going to be going out of this movie? Like, yeah, I don't know what that means, but that's interesting. So, from Joseph Declamere, Venom The Last Dance takes you on a wild and exhilarating journey from start to finish. It's a fun popcorn movie that reminds me of the early 2000s comic book movies. Madam Web also did the same with that, and that's not necessarily a good thing. But those early 2000 comics movies were really quite fun. The action is great, and the tribute to action films from the 80s. There's a ton of funny moments. Simon Thompson, Venom The Last Dance sees Tom Hardy go all in for a fun final befitting the franchise. With stacks of set pieces ranging from kooky to crazy. This doesn't hold back with the phenomenal action. Take it for what it is, grab some popcorn and go with the flow of this raging road movie. So yeah, like a lot of people are saying here, it's a like crazy, wacky, kooky, campy, kind of silly movie. Same in tone as the other movies, but it's just a big popcorn comic book movie, and it's exactly what we need it to be. We wouldn't have any other kind of expectations with this type of movie. So from Atom, Venom The Last Dance review, a huge and epic emotional finale. Tom Hardy gives everything, and Sony has never been better. Stunning action satisfies with all 19 inches. Not just another Venom movie, it's one of the best comic book films ever. A fitting end, setting up what's next. Wow, this person really liked it. An epic and emotional finale. Sony has never been better. Stunning action satisfies with all 19 inches. Is that, like, I'm not sure what that means, but I don't really want to go into that. Not just another Venom movie, it's one of the best comic book films ever. That is a huge, huge statement. Considering when you have movies like The Dark Knight, Logan, Avengers Endgame, stuff like that. If it's really up there with those kind of contenders, then this movie is going to be pretty damn good. But though, this could have been blown out of proportion a little bit. We'll have to wait and see. So, cinematic fun with unbelievable scope, a feast for the fans, a true love letter that honors the franchise. It delivers great humor, bold action, and engaging story. Marvel and Sony surprises galore. Must see in theaters opening night. I love the fact that it says this, Marvel and Sony surprises galore. So it sounds like there's going to be cameos or some sort of significant reveal about potentially the Sony universe or the Marvel universe going forward, which could be, you know, open our eyes to what they're doing. Potentially Noel, potentially other cameos that we haven't even factored into this movie. So it sounds like there's going to be some big twists and turns in this movie. Bizarnage, just got out of Venom The Last Dance. Tom Hardy is absolutely at the best in this as Eddie Brock. And Venom with a great cast of characters, including Juno Tempo, Chiwetel Ejiofor, and tons of symbiote goodness. This is not one to miss. Absolutely, I would never miss this. Venom is so fun. Sean O'Connell, I think that Venom The Last Dance is the best of the three. While still being incredibly bad, it's bizarre and watchable, but it's willing to try anything. Symbiote fish, sure. Miss Chen dance sequence, why not? I laughed a few times, but this trilogy accomplished very little. Sigh. So this is a person who obviously had preconceived notions of not liking this franchise before they went into this movie. So this person doesn't like it, but they're still saying it's the best of the three Venom movies, which is great to hear. A symbiote fish. Yeah, we saw those pictures come out, you know, a few weeks ago. There was a symbiote fish, a symbiote frog, and a symbiote horse so far that I know of. I don't know if there's any other animals, but I'm sure there will be. So, yeah, that's the early reactions there, guys. Mostly positive. We had that one kind of negative at the end, but it sounds like that person wasn't really bashing on this third movie. They didn't really like the franchise as a whole, so you can kind of take their negative connotations from that. But they did say that this last movie is the best of the three, which is great to hear. And it sounds like it's mostly positive here. One person saying it's one of the best comic book films ever. I think that's a little bit of hyperbole. I don't think it's quite going to reach that that level of greatness when it comes to comic book movies. But yeah, from what I'm seeing here, it looks positive, it looks great. People are saying it's kooky, it's crazy, it's campy, it's a buddy road trip type of movie. It's going to have some cameos, some surprises along the way to keep people interested. So it's pretty much everything that we were hoping and expecting from these early reactions. There's nothing overwhelmingly negative here about the story, about the acting, or anything like that. So I'm really, really all the more excited to go and see this movie. So guys, I throw it off to you. We have the early reactions here to Venom: The Last Dance. They seem to be overwhelmingly positive. And yeah, it seems that people are having a great time with this send-off to Tom Hardy's Venom. Or is it the send-off? Will Tom Hardy be back? I think that he will. Tom Hardy versus Tom Holland Spider-Man in the future. I think it's going to happen. There's no way they would leave that much money on the table when it comes to that type of movie. But guys, I throw it off to you. Put your thoughts, comments, and opinions down below. What you think of these reactions. Have they got you more excited for seeing Venom: The Last Dance? Let me know, guys. Can't wait to hear what you have to say. And be sure to hit that like and subscribe before you leave. And I will see you in the next video.